Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the 105 leFH18B2, the French Tier 5 Premium SPG that you know and love as Pipi La Pew Pew, others know as the leFH or a leaf blower. This one is on the southeast spawn of Empire's Border under the command of Not Sober. Well, it's true, we found out that he actually is not sober whilst playing this game. Yes, he likes to have a drink whilst he plays, and that's why he actually gets very good results in some of his battles. You may have seen him previously in a battle where one of our frequent video contributors actually sent in a replay where he was on the opposite side. And he actually had a very good game in that one, but he sent this replay in for us instead because he enjoyed this battle and he thought we would too. Okay, it's 105mm light field howitzer, capable of doing 410 alpha, penetrating 53mm of armor with a standard reload of 8.92 seconds, but he's got a reload of 7.22. First target he sees is the Type 64. He's already taking damage. We fire another quick snapshot in there, just miss him. But look at these two here, a Wolverine and a Stugdrei Ausstellung G. He's fired at the Wolverine, and he gets a direct hit and pen. 419 hit points. Almost wiped that guy out altogether, but he didn't get a roll high enough to actually take him out of the game. But it just shows what he can do. Stugdrei Ausstellung G fires down on the roof, and that guy's out of the game. That's his first kill. In fact, it's the first kill for his team so far. He was trying to get that Wolverine. Supposedly he's still there, but there's a Type 64 around as well. Now, he's aiming in this general direction, but he was just having a look to see if there was a target that he could fire at. The FE304 on the enemy team is making a way up the west side of the map. Can't get a shot on him, but we certainly can get a shot on this Type 64 who's mulling around in this position. So he fires a round in, and he got a hit. That's the proof you get if you stay looking at the target to see what the shell does. He now knows that he definitely hit that Type 64. The shell went in, and that guy's probably a one-shot now. Fires around at the M10. He thought the guy was going to continue moving back, but it was a good guess. Rounds out straight away on the M10 this time, but he... Oh, one shot! 470 hit points. Penetrating shot. The shell went into the turret, wiped out everybody on board, and destroyed the vehicle in one. I'm pretty sure that was a penetrator. No doubt about that, actually. And he gets another penetrating shot, this time on the Baguette, the Britann Panther, who had just, he actually was involved in the death of our T-67. But we're now trying to track that Baguette, see if we can get another hit. He's very close to being a one-shot. Meanwhile, this VK3001D, he goes down to a shot from our Skoda T25. So it started off being quite an explosive battle, but I think there's a problem coming our way because there's an enemy Hellcat on the way to our cap, and our teammate in the other Arty, the SU-8, has decided he's going to leave because it's just too hot for him. And now we're going for that Baguette again. Lined up the shot, rounds out, and landed alongside him. The Hellcat's not appeared. I think he might be going after other tanks. Rounds out. Well, he didn't get the kill. The Baguette was actually killed by the Jackson. And we can see that that Type 64 has now gone through the gates and rejoined his teammates. Well, we fired a shot there, a blind shot. And here comes the Hellcat. We auto aim on, and oh, yes! He shotguns him at close range. So now he's up to 3 kills. And he's doing this whilst he's drunk. I know, amazing, isn't it? Just misses the SU-100. Wasn't fully dialed in, but it was in the general direction. Fires at the 82. Slightly more armor on that thing. And the shell actually went to the right this time. Still focusing on the 82 because he's the biggest danger to our teammates at the moment in that general area. Gonna keep pumping those shells in. You keep up the fire rate, sooner or later you do make contact with the enemy. Fires another one at the 82, but he's For a second, I think he was going for the KV-1, but he still likes the 82 as his next target. And in fact, now there's an enemy light tank just come up, and it's the Type 64. And the Type 64 dies to the Jackson, so he did take a hit there from the Type, who was obviously very annoyed at having those hits earlier in the game. He fired his 76mm round into us, got 114, which is a low roll, but yes, we did take some damage. Okay, well, we're way down on the enemy. We're down by 3 tanks, and at least we got some company here at the gap. We've got a Jackson on one side, KV-1 on the other, and from our current position, Not Sober can actually help the Jackson, because he can spot for us, we can do the killing. Those enemy tanks must be realizing by now that if they turn around and head in our cap's general direction, they're going to find out where our guys were, because they must have seen the Jackson kill the Type 64. So they know that there is a Jackson fairly weak on health near our cap. They know there's an Arty here as well, but they'll probably ignore that, and that will be their downfall, because of course they're Not Sober is going to get a chance to wipe these guys out at a distance, so long as the Jackson can spot them for us. Okay, the Skoda T25's gone through the gap. He's found the first one. It is the T1 Heavy. Rounds out, long range. Just misses him. T1's now aiming in our teammate's general direction, but he's going to come up against the rock. We're going for the KV-1. That's the one with the 85mm gun. You can tell that. It's the long barrel. And we've lost the Skoda. But he does get a direct hit on the KV-1. Now, the T1 Heavy, that's got a 76mm gun. He aimed ahead of the guy, expecting that one to keep moving, but he got tracked. And I think it's the Jackson tracking him. Just overshot. Now, next shot should kill him if he can get it round in. Rounds out. No, didn't get it. Our teammates are firing that direction as well, but they can't see the target now. But that found him. And that's another kill for Not Sober, so 4 kills now. Now, the KV-1's probably just behind the rock shooting at our guys. Or is he? No, he's actually come out from behind them. He just got tracked. Rounds out. That's a decent hit. 139. Keep him tracked. They're keeping him tracked. Another round. Another hit. 163. So he's helping his teammates. It's working. One more. Oh, the kill shot goes to the KV-1 on our team, who kills the enemy KV-1. So I suppose there is some justice in that. Now, what's next? They've still got 5 enemy vehicles. Here comes the 82 with a 2-pounder gun that was at 6-pounder. He's got a rather fast firing 2-pounder, I think it is. I think it's a 2-pounder. Well, he did have, but he's now back in the garage as well. And that was a nice solid thump on the 82. Okay, so we've got a Churchill coming in from the north. Supposedly, he is a bit slow. It's taking his time. The SU-100 and the FP304 coming in from the west. And the one tank we haven't seen is the enemy Fifi, who's probably back at his cap area, although he might be driving in this general direction, I suppose. Okay, we've changed position slightly. You notice there is a rise here where the sight of Not Sober was actually protected. They couldn't see him. He was firing up over that mound towards the enemy. The Jackson could see the enemy, but we couldn't. But we were seeing through the Jackson's eyes, getting the radio reports where the enemy was. And of course, Not Sober took advantage. 5 kills now since the 82. And here comes the Churchill 1. Bit slow to the party, but he has arrived, and now we're going to keep punching those rounds in on him. Keep getting resets. And another one. 105 this time. Oh, this is the death by 1,000 cuts. Our KV-1 side scraping on the corner, and there's another kill. That's the Top Gun. Oh, now that was enemy Arty. That was an enemy Arty. Now that could be the enemy Fifi, but it might also be the FP304, but he has to be fairly close. And there's the SU-100 just coming to sight. Oh, he killed him as well. That's his 7th kill. And the enemy Arty is still coming in. I can't tell which one it is, because you see there's a 4.5-inch howitzer on the FB304, but it's a 105mm howitzer. Oh, there's the FB304. So it was the PP, but the FB304 goes down, and that's a Radley Walters. And now we're all alone against another one of our own kind. And we can see the shells are coming in from this general direction. So we know where the enemy PP is actually located. He's just on the center of the map at the moment. Now he fired that one quick shot to let the enemy Arty try and establish where he was and then move away from that position. So he's not going to be in the same spot, and hopefully the enemy Arty will keep firing in that spot and then he'll get collared. Now there's a group of bushes up here. Now if he goes directly behind those bushes, when the PP comes into sight, he can give him a nasty shot by getting a direct hit on him before the enemy can react. Remember, 390 meters view range on this Arty. It's more than capable of taking out its own kind. And he's found him. Pulls back for the bush mechanic. Lines up the shot. Let it settle. And looks good. First shot misses, but we didn't get spotted. He doesn't know where we are. Gonna blind shot him. Yes, that's the direct hit. That hit the mark. Going to a reacquire. Pull back. Okay, we did get spotted that time. So we're now going to receive fire. But pull back just a little. Okay. Line up on target. He's auto-aimed. He's getting direct hits. 145. Pulls back round the corner. Now, the enemy can't see him. But he can now pull out and move forward to the bushes again to get the reacquire. Yeah, okay, he's come forward. He spotted us, I think. Yes, he did. You can see that because he actually moved backwards just as he moved forwards. So he knew that somebody was there. He could see them. And I think it's proximity spot now, because from what it looks like, every time he moves closer, he gets spotted. Auto aims on. Doesn't get the hit. The SU-8 is blocking the shot. So our friendly wreck is actually being useful to us, even though he's back in the garage. Okay, he's playing with that 105 now. Yeah. Now, if he gets this right, he's shoving the wreck forward. There's a gap there he can actually shoot through. Just needs to move the wreck a tiny bit, and that wreck itself will protect him from the PP on the enemy team. Just needs to get the angle right. Moved up. Yeah, it's got him! That's how you do it! Beautiful game by Not Sober in the 105 leFH18B2. Well, thanks so much to Not Sober for sending in that replay. It's a much better one than the one that we were going to be getting. But this is an ace tanker game in the Fifi La Pew Pew. He managed to get a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 17. He got a Gauze medal for doing more damage, exceeding 8 times the hit points of his own vehicle. He got a Radley Walters medal, in fact, so he got 9 kills in the game, not 8 that's required for the Radleys. But yes, it was a very good 9 kills as well. One short of getting a Pools medal. He got the counter battery fire medal. Yes, he managed to kill both the FB304 and then the enemy PP with good clean shots. In fact, that FB304, he must have been nuts to sit there side on to us in the cap area, because it was just a very, very precise kill for Not Sober, just to take him out, as well as a high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game, and a Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills. Sadly, we can't see the actual win 8 for this game, but I'm sure it was Super Unicum standard. Let's have a look at team score. Well, the highest damage in the game was 3,379 hit points. Second highest damage was the KV-1 on the enemy team with 2,058 hit points, and that was the guy with the 85mm gun. And third highest damage in the game went to the M36 Jackson, our team, who was actually supplying us with some spotting, and that's why his scores improved. 1,839 actual hit points of damage, but he did get a higher base XP because he was spotting for us. When it came to kills, we can see that, yes, Not Sober got that one too. 9 kills to him, 3 kills to the Jackson, and 3 kills to the KV-1 on the enemy team. And when it came to base XP, Not Sober got 1,553. And the second highest was, yes, the M36 Jackson, courtesy of the fact that he was spotting for us and doing such a good job. We picked up extra damage and extra kills, and he got 1,113 XP from the game as well. And they were the only two players who managed to get over 1,000 base in the game, with the third place going to the KB1 on our team with 779. He fired 47 rounds. He only had 3 rounds left at the end of the game, but he made perfect use of the ammo he did have left, because that Fifi knew full well that he could get a round on him to wipe him out, but he just couldn't get it past that SU-8. And the thing was, Not Sober knew that if he pushed that vehicle back a little bit, he could shoot over the barrel, but the enemy Fifi couldn't. So he was always going to be blocked. One way or the other. It would be a very difficult job for him to hit our Fifi, but the other way around, it was going to be much easier for Not Sober. 20 direct hits on the enemy, 6 penetrations, 25 splash, damage of 3,379, of which 2,193 were at more than 300 meters. So you can see a considerable amount of damage. 1,200 hit points was done at close range. He also got 1 hit that was received from the Type 64, and it did penetrate, of course. And he also got spotted 1 enemy vehicle. I think that was the enemy Fifi. Damaged 13 of the enemy, killed 9. And he also got 8 defense points by resetting the cap. On a premium count, he actually earned a profit of 62,761 credits for the game. And he also got 3,262 experience points as well. What a fantastic game that was. He actually penetrated the M10 RBFM. I think that was, if I remember correctly, that was the one that got absolutely nuked by one of the rounds going right into the cockpit, and it just blew it apart, killed everybody on board. The second one that got a penetrating shot, the M10 Wolverine, was it that guy? No, because he didn't get killed, so he couldn't have it. But it was a penetrating shot. The enemy Fifi got a penetrating shot through his gun shield. He went down. The FB304, that went straight through the side of the vehicle to kill him. And the last two were the M18 Hellcat, who got very close, and he took a round right through the side as well, because, as you know, Hellcats have very thin armor. And, of course, he just presented his weakest armor to Not Sober, and Not Sober didn't need the invitation twice. He just wiped the guy out straight away. And, of course, he also got a penetrating shot on the Britann Panther, the Baguette. That was the guy who was going up the side of the hill, and he just managed to put a round directly on top of the guy, and he got a penetrating shot through his roof. So what a great game that was, and a superb game in the end. Nice that you get a shotgun game towards the end of the game, where you are literally wiping out enemy tank after enemy tank at close range, and then you take the whole game and win it for your team. It was 1-on-1, but he was sober enough to get the win on this one. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.